Are you telling me none of my Are you telling me none of my stuff was on? Hold on. Hold on. Now let me hear myself. Can't hear me at all. Am I on now? Are you telling me none of my Yeah. None of my stuff was on. Yeah. Yeah. Motherfucker. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. At least we're back up. We're back up, ladies and gentlemen. At least we're back up. So I'm gonna have to start this all over again and act like I didn't see it. So, okay, last video. That none of my audio input capture or my output capture are open. So we gonna have to do this all over again. It's a good thing I wasn't that far into the video. I was only a couple seconds. Cause it kept showing up on my stream. That's something was wrong. So I had to go and fix the audio input output. But you know what? We're back. So we're back. We're back at it again. Sick Mind of EDP 445, the official trailer drop for the documentary by Mike Plum. Make sure you see. Yep. My bad. Had to mute myself. I can hear my own self. But yeah, Mike Plum. Subscribe to his channel. This is where the full documentary is going to be. It's dropping August 9th. So let's do a proper reaction to this. Let's go, guys.
Before, and again, I have it right here. I know the answer, but I just need you to tell me the answer. How old is she? 13. 13, okay. And before we get into the messages, there was sexual content involved, yes or no?
I've gone through this. Yep. EVP trying to meet with a 13-year-old, lied in front of Alex Rosen saying he was going there to get a cupcake, which I don't know why no grown man has to go to a 13-year-old to go get a cupcake. Like, dude, like we know what you were trying to do. Like, cut it out. Like, stop it. Like, genuinely stop it.
Right. And you said, correct. Okay, all right. Again, so what brings you out here today? Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Yeah, that infamous clip. I'm out here trying to pick up a cupcake. Okay, bro. Whatever.
This is the story of EDP 445.
Like, he went to that place to have sex with a 13-year-old.
Yes, he did. It doesn't matter what he says now or ever. That's why he met up at that area. And because Alex Rosen wasn't as good as he is at catching predators as he was then, EDP got away with it. And here we are today with this documentary that is going to be one of the biggest events of self snitching, probably 2026, will be this video right here. This documentary right here will probably be one of the biggest pieces of self snitching in the year 2026.
Definitely viewer discretion is advised. You know, this is dude's a perverted dude.
EVP soliciting sex from who he thinks is an underage kid.
Yeah, dude, Jesus. This joke has been made before, but it's true. Racism just ages terribly. Like, this guy's 25, 26, looking like 40 years old. Like, dude, racism just ages you terribly, Alex. You gotta let it go.
Kid.
He sent me videos of him masturbating.
I would say EDP is
The story continues. So, of course, he feel like he was in complete and utter just in control because he got away with it the first time. So he feels like he is untouchable. But new evidence, yeah, no, he's getting a new investigation. As soon as after this is done, he's getting a new investigation. I swear to God, he is.
completely innocent.
No, he's not. I don't know who this is, but man, are you fucked up.
So what advice would I give to EDP 445? You need to stop doing this documentary.
Yeah, no, a literal lawyer is telling you. A lawyer is in the documentary telling you to stop doing the documentary. I don't know why he's doing this documentary, but this is the worst mistake he could have possibly done by doing this.
Fucking a bitch's innocence away, you know?
Yeah, no, the sick mind part is true. What? Hold on, let me capture this. It's a sick bastard we dealing with, people. This is a sick, sick person we are dealing with that needs to be off the streets and away from civilized society.
Why do you think you wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old?
I mean, the reason why I wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old is already fucking clear.
Hey, my man. I don't know if I don't think that I have no idea what to say to that. I have no idea what to say to that. I'm gonna have to wait till the documentary to hear how he follows that up. Because I have no idea what my face or any bit of me would do if he said that to me to my face. I I'm gonna move on now.
Oh, well, he was talking to 13 and 12-year-olds. Fuck all that.
What you mean? This nigga going to jail. This nigga's gonna break. He's going to jail. Your ass is going to jail. Bro, if he doesn't go to jail, I won't believe in anything ever again. I already kind of don't. I'm already kind of nihilist on a good portion of shit. But if this documentary does not lead to more investigations and this man going to some type of trial, I will believe in nothing. You mean fuck all that? No, that's the whole point of this whole thing is you are a sick motherfucker. And for some reason we can't get you off the streets. Man said, fuck all that. What are you what? The fuck are we doing here, man?
None of you fucking faggots can break my ass because I'm still standing, bitch.
It will premiere August 9th, 7 p.m. That was the trailer. That already set a bar of just there was already enough to get looked at in the trailer, and it wasn't even a full 2 minutes. I don't know how long this documentary is going to be. I like that it's benefiting and the money's going towards victims of sexual violence. I don't know what the fuck else is going to be in this thing. But whatever it is, this motherfucker better go to jail. He better go to jail. If he doesn't go to jail, I swear to God, that's the trailer. The video drops August 9th. The documentary drops August 9th, I mean. And the internet's going to be watching, and I'm going to be one of them. Peace, guys. That was something. That was I don't know though. That's what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Like it's crazy. Like what the fuck? There was so much self snitching in the 1 minute 53-second trailer alone. I can only imagine what the fuck. I can only imagine what the fuck the rest of this shit is gonna sound like. We gonna keep it rocking and rolling, people. Loud and wrong, Caleb Hammer. You know, I think I'm gonna do loud and wrong. I'm gonna do loud and wrong. I've been. Let me start the video. Loud and wrong. It's a video by Abba and Preach. I saw a couple seconds of it. They're referencing Asmongold. If y'all are not familiar with Asmongold, he's the number one political Twitch stream, number one political Twitch streamer. He's also one of the biggest grifters, morons, buffoons, just all around just terrible people. Promotes colonization, doesn't shower, doesn't clean his house, has roaches, dead roaches in his house, just overall, and thinks he's somehow genetically superior. Don't really know how that works. But yeah, no. I've been preach. Gonna talk about Asmongold, and I'm pretty sure it's about the Odyssey. It's about the movie The Odyssey, which I have not seen yet. I am planning on seeing it, but they're gonna talk about it. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna go. Let's go, guys.
Ever since the Odyssey came out, there's been a lot of talk about it, and before it even came out, people were losing their minds about the film. But I thought it'd be fun today to look at some of the response, because if you're not aware, the Odyssey is destroying at the box office. It is surpassing what the Dark Knight made in the movies. I think it's well over like 300 million in
Shout out Christopher Nolan. Domestic weekend box. Damn. I didn't even know there was a Toy Story 5 or a Moana. Hey, shout out to Evil. I didn't know there was no Evil Dead. I'm not been tapped into the movies lately, I guess. Except like Obsession, then I just saw like the new Spider-Man. Other than that, I guess I've been that tapped in. But damn, shout out Christopher Nolan.
passing what the Dark Knight made in the movies. I think
Odyssey processed USD 639.6 million globally, beats The Dark Knight to become Chris Nolan's best second week. Ooh. Christopher Nolan again. Shout out, bro. And I love The Dark Knight, but hey, good for him.
it's well over like 300 million in 2 weeks, and I think internationally it's closer to like 600. So it's already passed its budget. It's doing fantastic, and it's looking like it's gonna hit some major marks. Okay, which for a movie with the themes that are involved, not always what you would expect, but that's the success level. Prior to the movie coming out, a lot of folks had so much to say. It was basically a giant culture war point where people were basically like, "Oh, it's gonna be a flop."
Why? Stacy is out. My bad. I saw Stacy was right. Then I saw political Stacy, and I already knew. But honestly, I don't know. Me created their first failure. I don't know why. Why is he gonna lose money for the? Hold on. A culture war point. Why? Why was it a culture war talking? Why? What happened? Hold on.
It's got a trans woman, and
Oh my god. They're never right about that. You know that, right? It's because of fucking Elliot Page. I meant Jude, really. Being a kid. Dude, no. I think I'm even more happy it broke all these records. I'm already a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies, but now I'm really glad it broke records just so these people look like fucking morons. It's always want to bitch about something. Like, what the fuck?
Or trans man, and Elliot Page. It's got a black woman as Helen Troy. A lot of people were
Oh my god, who cares, man? God damn, make your own movies. Wait, you do, and they suck. Like, I'm sorry, your movies suck. Like, that's not on us that you're not creative enough or talented enough to do art. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you suck.
saying a lot. You guys can see here on the screen. 9 days ago, the Odyssey just broke the internet. Everyone's lying about this movie.
Jesus Christ, Asmongold, what the fuck? It's not this serious, Asmongold. For you to do this many videos back to back to back to back to back, it's not this fucking serious, dude.
Asmongold had a lot of negative videos to make about the film before it for months. Hollywood never learns. Hollywood is panicking. This is, again, before anyone's ever seen it. The Odyssey's fucked. The whole internet rejected it. They got the AI thumbnails and all that good stuff.
If the movie had released in its original state, then I think that it would have not been successful. Nolan names might save it. They'll never stop and blame us and keep going on to the next one. Well, eventually companies are going to stop paying for it. I think that if the
And then it broke records, so none of what y'all said or none of what he's saying right now really fucking matters. Because numbers don't lie, and the numbers prove like I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro. Like the movie crushed. Like none of what you're saying fucking matters.
Odyssey fails, it will be such a bad kind of a blow to that whole ideology that we might see a lot of it just totally go away. 265,000 dislikes. Insane timeline where a Christopher Nolan movie about a grizzled white dudes and beautiful women is too woke to watch. Paul is intentionally misunderstanding, as always, right? Everybody knows why they cast a black woman as Helen of Troy.
Why? I want you to expand on that, please. Because it can't be because the actress is phenomenal, even though she is. I want you to expand on that, Asmongold. Why do you believe that they cast a black woman in this? I want to hear it.
Everybody knows why you have Elliot Page that's being cast in this movie as
Why? Explain yourself. Don't just say everybody knows and leave it up to the interpretation of your dumbass audience. I want you to expand on that. Why do you believe this? I'm being so dead ass. Why do you believe this, Asmongold? Please expand on this. Expand on the point you're making.
as a Greek warrior or something like that. This is just simply not something people are interested in because they
You don't know what people are interested in because you don't go the fuck outside. You're on Twitter and you don't go outside. You don't know what people want because you're not around people. You are a shut in.
realize that it's being done for a political reason.
Believe it or not,
It's not at all. I don't even think politics even were a single fucking thought. And what I mean by this, culture war politics. I don't think anything culture war related was involved or influenced in anything that went into this movie or the casting. And if it was, the only reason it was is so motherfuckers like you would complain about it. That's it. That's really it. Because they knew you would complain about it and everybody else would go see the movie and realize it's really not that bad. That's really all this is for. It's just anti-woke promotion. The anti-woke losers are complaining about the movie because there's a black person, a transgender person, and then they go see the movie and realize it's not that bad and realize these people are the freak losers that we all thought they were. It's clever marketing, I'm not gonna lie. It's phenomenal, but it's like I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like no, it's not happening like that.
outside of a lot of these echo chambers and these places online, a lot of people live in life and don't think about gender and transness and blackness and whiteness when they go to every piece of media when they're watching it. I know that's surprising because for some people it's very dear and close to them, and you know they fight. Some people, most people don't care. Vast majority of like the normies who I've talked to, who've talked to me about the film, have not mentioned any of these points. So I just thought worth mentioning.
Yeah, because I think they don't care.
They don't care.
If you go outside and touch grass.
No, they don't care. They want to see if it's a good movie or not. They don't care that they cast a black woman to play Hell in the chart. They don't care that they casted Elliot Page to play Achilles. Nobody cares. We're trying to see if the movie's good or not, if it's entertaining or not. And guess what? By the record and by the reception from the audience, it was good. I've already planned on going to see the movie. If it's my thing, cool. If it's not, hey, maybe Greek mythology in that aspect is not for me. I don't know. Maybe it might be. There might be single. I mean, I like the movie 300. I like the original movie about Achilles. So just like, I don't know, this might be a movie for me I like. But if it's not, hey, it's not because a black woman's telling a Troy or Elliot. God damn, I don't know why I can't say Elliot. I can say Elliot Stabler. For some reason, that just blanked on me. Elliot Page is fucking Achilles. Like, it's not going to be the reason why it's going to take me, or like not like the film. Like,
Grass.
Yes.
People don't care.
Going back to the poem and looking at, okay, what fuels all this? What's sort of there behind it? The golden rule, the idea that, you know, treat others as you would be treated, the glue that binds society together.
oh, you're bitching about him saying treat people how you want to be treated. You're over there having some weirdo reaction to that. That's why people call him a grifter sometimes. Because motherfucker, I cannot believe you actually give this much of a fuck. I can't believe you get this much of a fuck without it leading to your audience giving you more money. I can't believe it. No.
The more I thought about it, the more that became important. Society can only function with respect for strangers. It's a point of connection.
Also, Tom Holland's in the fucking movie. And who doesn't love Tom Holland? Like,
with this text of 3,000 years ago.
It's crazy that you can say that about the Odyssey when everything in the Odyssey is the exact opposite of that.
you don't know. He knows nothing about this. And I know he knows nothing about this. He doesn't know shit about this at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, that's a good thumbnail. Hold on. That's a great thumbnail. Hold on. Just had to grab that thumbnail real quick.
They're literally sailing across the fucking ocean to steal a bitch back. They raid a city, kill everybody in the fucking city, and then they go back home, and then obviously Odysseus is an asshole, so Poseidon's like, well, you're not gonna go back home because you're a fucking asshole. They sail away, and then you've got the hose trying to fucking get you to crash your ship.
By hose, he's referring to the sirens.
This is the really dumbass version of trying to explain the Odyssey. This is the really, really dumbass version of that. Like, this guy sounds like a fucking idiot trying to tell me what this movie is about. And I guarantee you this is not what that movie's about.
No.
Just wanted to, give y'all the hood translation.
One hoe that's there that keeps trying
straight from the trailer park.
Straight.
Seriously, straight. Straight from the trailer. Oh, fuck.
Wash Odysseus doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and then he gets back to his own house. There's a bunch of fucking foreigners there.
Then he got back to his own house and he found out his wife Penelope was running the OnlyFans and was in the middle of a gangbang with all the suitors. And he said, "Yo, bun that." Then he killed her on some red pill shit.
Hospitality.
Then he killed her on some red pill shit. Yo, shut the fuck. For real. It sounds like the dumbass insult version of describing the movie The Odyssey. This is really what this is. Like, this is dumbass red pill translation of Greek mythology. and it's with a Trailer Park Boy twist. Actually, no, Trailer Park Boys is actually somewhat redeeming qualities. Asmongold really doesn't, like, at all. Like, he has none at all. So what the fuck?
Is like the last value in the Odyssey.
Okay, so I can't tell you guys how wrong that is. Even if you go read the original works, hospitality is incredibly important throughout the Odyssey. They mention it. Basically, the whole idea was like you don't know if it's
The most immediate religious reason to follow Xenia was the belief that any stranger could be a god traveling in disguise to test human virtue. The protector Zeus was known as Zeus Xenios, Zeus the protector of strangers. Consequence: mistreating a weary traveler meant risking the direct catastrophic wrath of the king of the gods. Welcoming them brought divine favor. So basically, the complete opposite of what Asmongold believes. So they were very, very nice and showed virtue to foreigners. Asmongold does not believe in that. He believes being brutal and cruel to foreigners at any chance you get just because you can. That's Asmongold right there.
it's a god in disguise, so you're better off just being kind to folks. And it's also a matter of survival. Like I said last time, you live on a bunch of islands. There's no refrigerators, there's no Amazon, there's no fast food joints. Okay, you guys put yourselves in an actual place where you're at sea for dozens of days and you need to be able to survive. You have to stop by places and people are basically hospitable. They offer you what you need to make sure you're able to go on your voyage.
Right.
That was a matter of survival. But that was also in the original retelling. So when I hear this guy yap and he's got all this energy for this film and it's like, it's so clear he's not familiar with the material, that's what I know. It's like very much just identity politics at the forefront of this. People are told they have to hate certain aspects, and so they'll justify it, and they'll claim that they care deeply. They care, but you don't know the original story. You don't ever really care. This is just a political point.
That's what bothers you? That he has so much energy for to criticize this movie, but not to clean his fucking toilet?
I was gonna go pee.
Yeah?
What happened to your toilet?
What?
There's like the biggest dookie stain.
No, there's not.
Yo. Oh yeah, I forgot. Asmongold got a new girlfriend. I didn't cover that because I didn't really care because I'm like, okay, good for him, I guess. But yeah, no, that's disgusting. That's nasty. No. That relationship cannot last long because that is a disgusting human being. You know what you have to do to be willing to stay with that level of disgusting? Like seriously. Like that's fucking gross. Like that's real, like straight up nasty shit right there. Like unbelievable nasty shit. Like that's gross.
Dookie stains?
Damn.
Yeah, I think that's
It was
worse.
it's Preach's face. Like it's like just like the fuck did I just hear?
I'd rather someone doesn't clean their toilet than do this shit. Go read the original. It's 100% one of the central themes. His version of how he tells the story is very fascinating, actually, because I think yes, it is.
Like at a certain point, you have to stop coping. Okay, well, let me read some of the comments. The face that emptied 1,000 seats.
All right, well, listen, like I said, selling out multiple weekends, doing great. It's the highest grossing film, or at least one of them this year.
The Birdman is saying the Odyssey trailer dislikes are bought it or fake.
You guys know I've been saying for forever that these are not showing you the actual fact.
It's a projection, yeah. Like, oh, it's not being disliked 5-1. It's being disliked 3-1.
Maybe he is coping. Maybe the dislikes are not 5-1. Maybe they're.
But Asmongold's coping too by going to the comment section of his videos as a frame of reference or going to Twitter. He's coping. Like all the records and all the box office shows that this movie was successful and it surpassed its budget. But for some reason, Asmongold wants to cope like a motherfucker over this because it's a political talking point now. I guess anything that has black or brown in it or some sort of LGBTQ in it, they just have to make a political talking point because they don't really give a fuck about real problems. That's legitimately all this is. Just people not giving a fuck about real problems.
They're 3-1. Sure. What does it matter? You know, we've come to the point where we think genuinely if a trailer comes out and it's got massive dislikes, it means the movie's going to flop. And the reason why I wanted to even talk about this is like I mentioned it last time. I do feel like some of the marketing on this may be intentionally purposeful. You know, maybe all the hate trains that people launch, don't actually have a negative but a positive effect, because I know I heard about the film because of the hate train that came along with, the Asmongold types and everyone hating on the film.
Maybe.
I think y'all might all be being manipulated into advertising the movie indirectly.
I think, yeah. What I know about marketing, there's
I said at the beginning of the video, like anti-woke marketing. Anti-woke says how shitty this movie is just because it's a different, just because there's a minority in it, basically. Make it a talking point. People go actually see the film, and it's breaking records. They're literally using y'all outrage to sell their shit. When I say go ahead, keep doing it. Just keep on doing it. I swear to God.
rarely a case of, oops, we kind of didn't do it on purpose. That's not what marketing is.
There's a lot of intentional.
There's a lot of intention. They know what they're doing. Even the outrage. Outrage, you talk about it. People are going to get curious. Why are you so pissed off about it?
Yeah.
So I think, yes, they are being psyoped into talking shit about it, and it's working wonderfully for that movie. That movie is making bank. It's making money.
100%.
That's it.
Let's say if I grant you there's very little to no bots, which I don't believe, because I think we've all seen, remember with the whole Twitter update, and then they started showing the locations of a lot of popular hateful accounts?
Yes.
And then we found out it was like in India, they were pretending to be like these white women in like south of the states. Yeah. There's definitely bot farms and things involved in these. But let's say it's all real. What does it matter? If it doesn't translate to how the overall movie sells, if the movie is going to be critically acclaimed and also loved by a grand majority of the audience, what does it really matter? I think it's fine to look at this and say what is accurate. The movie's controversial to some degree. That some of the casting choices, not everyone's on board. I think that's generally true. But does that mean that's going to translate to a flop? Clearly not. And
No.
I think it's over.
But they're gonna move the goalposts on it. They really are. They're gonna move the goalpost on the success of this movie because that's what happens. Not up and preach, but the people that are against this movie who don't like it because of the diversity in it, they're gonna move the goalpost on it because they're gonna look at that and think it's gonna be something else. They're gonna spend something else. They're gonna move on to something else to be pissed about. But this will blow over, and they're not gonna give a fuck about this in like another month or some shit.
Okay to look at that and be honest about that.
Look how many people hate it. Look how many people like it.
True.
See, if it's 1/3 of the people dislike it and 2/3 of the people like it, but the 2/3 of the people liking it equals to billions of people, who gives a fuck? They sold to 1 billion people. No. They sold to 3 billion people.
Yeah.
1/3 of that didn't like it. You think you think they're gonna view this as a flop? A flop, according to me, is when you spend so much money into doing something, into making something, and you're not able to recuperate your money.
Moana. Perfect example, Moana.
You sell to 3 billion people something, and 1 billion didn't like it. I'm looking back at my pockets and my bank account, and ain't nothing flopping.
And they're going to move the goalposts. First, it's going to be a flop. Yes. Now it's not as successful as this, not as successful as that. It's like, guys, it's okay. You guys thought this whole idea that because your community or a grand majority of the people and you're part of the web hated it, it was going to flop. And now that's not the case. You have to make a new goalpost. People disliking the movie is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The question is, like, all these trains that unfold and the people were declaring it a failure before they've even watched it. People were declaring it a failure 6 months ago before a trailer ever came out when they saw the casting list. Like, everyone's very reactionary with a lot of this stuff. I appreciate the fact that people actually went to watch it and then made their reviews or made their opinions. But for the people who didn't, it's okay too. You don't have to pay money to watch a Nolan film or watch this film specifically.
Look at me. I'm the Helen now.
That's a good one.
Yeah. They got all the jokes. I enjoyed them too.
Rotten Tomatoes says The Odyssey is a 97% score. The raw JSON data proves that it's actually 56%. Out of the 886 active Rotten Tomatoes users who, at the time of this writing, navigated to the site on their own to write The Odyssey.
Just looking at like Thor: Love and Thunder, just all the movies that they would consider woke. He's just looking at all of that shit.
56% rated it positively. The current generated 97% score displayed so prominently is simply an artifact of a push notification pipeline heavily biased towards opening weekend ticket buyers.
Okay, I read that and I thought that was interesting. I'm like, wait, are they presenting to the public numbers that are completely made up and fake? What they're talking about is that on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got very good reviews. It's got good reviews from the critics and it's got very good reviews from the public, right? I think so, like something above 90%. So he's saying that the raw data shows a drastically different score, which is closer to 50%. Now, what is the difference between those two scores and why there's a difference? Is it just them lying about the numbers? No. What they do is that in order to avoid people who are just leaving reviews that haven't watched the film, or if they have no way of really verifying it, what they're going to highlight or what they're going to prioritize are people who have confirmed to have bought a ticket and seen the film, and those reviews automatically get verified. I agree with this notion, mostly because there have been instances of people launching these campaigns where they're like, go mass review it, guys, and people who've never seen the film as part of like some kind of social media campaign are. But in the sweeping of that, you often get people who have seen the film who may have a good or a bad review, but because they don't confirm that they've actually watched the film, that's the issue. So when they're talking about push versus pull, the push aspect is that some people have apps where they confirm on a specific thing that they've bought a ticket and they leave a review on like a sister website or something similar, and that links often to Rotten Tomatoes. So people who went to go watch the film and had this set up, their reviews were automatically filtered in. Now, you could say there's selection bias there. There probably is. Because the people who are more likely to do this whole intricate process are probably people who are more likely to like leave these kinds of reviews or more concerned or interested in movies. You can find a lot of different reasons why there might be a filtering in numbers. But folks just looking at raw data of people leaving reviews anywhere on the internet without even confirming whether or not they've watched the film isn't a good way to judge whether or not the public likes it. The timing.
No, and I get that. I understand what he's saying. I understand, like, just the interpretation, also just the fact that sometimes it's just people asking to review a movie, even if they didn't even see it. So no, I get it. It's kind of like both ways. Some people are gonna hate a movie before they even see it. Some people are gonna review a movie, give it a positive review, and have never seen the fucking film. Both are not judgments of whether or not that movie's gonna be successful. So yeah, it's basically the point I was making. But no, he's correct about that.
Whether the public likes a film they've never watched makes no sense. I want to see reviews of people who actually watched the film, personally. Now, still find to criticize the fact that this audience review is only based off verified users, but that's very different than saying Rotten Tomatoes lying about the numbers. Does that make sense?
It does, but they don't want to hear it. They don't care. He wants to hate the movie.
Of course, because it's like a political
thing. He needs to
thing.
hate the movie. Yeah, fuck that movie.
He seems to feel bad about being a warrior, and we never actually get to see him doing much warrioring, which I thought in a way was a bit of a shame. And I think that's one of the big challenges for Nolan.
So if you don't know who this is, she's the one who wrote the 2017 version of The Odyssey. And when she wrote that, Nolan used some inspiration from her book, though he took from other places. She's actually not a fan of the film.
Did she watch it?
No, but
No, she didn't. But I get it. She wrote a book on the Odyssey. And I think because maybe she didn't like it because it wasn't a direct translation of her work, which understandable. Maybe how you wrote it is not how you would have put it on film. But also, he did point out the fact that Christopher Nolan took a little bit from her book, took a little bit from other places in order to make the Odyssey. So, I can understand that. Just checking something real quick. My bad, people. My bad.
But she did review it, unverified.
Has to make the protagonist a likable all-American hero, basing this on a poem where the hero is not necessarily motivated by being a nice suburban parent, but actually by he wants glory and he wants to get spoils from the sack of a city.
So even she's criticizing it? That's funny.
I like how
He's criticizing, but you're not even paying attention to the criticisms that she's saying. You're just taking that, oh, she's criticizing the movie, so I'm obviously right. You're not even paying attention to the criticism she's giving about it. So, what the fuck? Like, you really thought you ate with that? Like, no.
criticizes film as like some degree of like feminist slop, and then when like a feminist, I guess, writer disagrees with the film to some degrees, like, isn't that crazy that people have similar ideologies and they disagree? Isn't that funny? I was like, yeah, that's healthy.
All the time.
That's healthy. It's good that they disagreed on the vision of it because it shows that Nolan didn't use her adaptation as like a 100% thing, that he just used parts of it as inspiration.
No, you're supposed to be with the team.
Bro.
If you're not riding, you're not dying.
Greek mythology is interesting because it's so present in a lot of our media, whether it's like the Disney stuff that we saw or some of the shit shows like Hercules and Xena, or some of the video games like God of War. Like what?
He just shattered on fucking
Hercules and Xena was horrible.
It was amazing.
They were. Have you guys rewatched?
It was great.
All right,
It doesn't hold up. I'm sorry.
No, he caught it. He caught it. Kevin Sorbo was an amazing actor.
Yeah. To be honest with you, Elliot Page was great in the film. Wasn't amazing in terms of acting, but did fine. Had a good part. Did really good as one of the soldiers, and all the people losing their mind was really overblowing it. They didn't portray Elliot Page as this super masculine, just a brave soldier who died basically trying to sell a lie. That's it. There was nothing in there that's like, they're pretending it's a strong man. Nothing like that. So, I don't know. Some of the outrage, I get it. But I honestly think people are too cooked by identity politics and they've let it consume their brains. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I or anyone else thinks. The movie's selling amazingly well. The whole cancel culture thing that was supposed to happen never happened or materialized. And I would argue, this is like the point I wanted to end on the most, was just like, yeah, I'm only here or watching this film. I haven't watched it because people were fake outraged about the film, and it turned out to be a really great piece of media. I have talked to a lot of people. A lot of folks have different opinions, and I respect a lot of the difference from folks who've watched it and elucidate why they hated the film or didn't like certain aspects. But the online chatter, a lot of it's just nonsense.
There's people, they want to hate something, and they won't let it go. They make it
100%.
a identity. It's my identity. I have to hate this piece of work. Anyway.
No, I think it's important.
Are you cool?
I think it's important because I think we've gone past the whole phase of like, cancel culture being effective or we're very aware of it. But some people still think that shit's real. I'm like, no, you're just too online brained. Y'all niggas need to get off the internet and go in real life because motherfuckers don't care about your culture war.
No. Schmob and preach, guys. That was a good ass video, man. Peace. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Doing good on the stream? Got one more left. Sly Boy from 9 days ago. Just Caleb Hammer, period. That's it. All right, guys. Sly Boy. First time I ever reacted to him. Caleb Hammer, period. That's it. So you know what? Let's talk about Caleb Hammer. Don't really know what this is about. Never watched Sly Boy's videos before, but I'm always looking to look at some new channels for some new content, new reaction content to look at. So yeah, let's see what he's got on Caleb Hammer. Let's go.
Caleb Hammer sits at an interesting crossroads of the culture right now. At 3.5 million subscribers, he has the third largest podcast in the world and the
What? What the fuck? Well, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to this. We'll do that in a second. Hold on.
Most electric finance channel on the internet. I myself was a watcher of his videos, I would say maybe 2-ish years ago, something like that. And my complaint with him mirrors most people's complaints who take issue with his content currently, which is he evolved from a very grounded, entertaining personal finance channel to the modern evolution of Jerry Springer.
I'm Japanese and American.
Explains the anime, I guess.
Okay.
2 weeks of marriage, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
That wasn't very nice.
Are you okay? Oh, I'm sorry.
That was not very nice.
No, it wasn't. I was
just trying to make a jab. I'm sorry. Like, I did not mean for that to be insulting.
Presently, the channel seems to be a lot less about personal.
I think he did, but just I don't know if he thought she would be more cool about it. I don't know. But yeah, no, I know you're trying to take a jab, and she did take it well, bro. Like, you gonna have to just understand, like, some people find shit sensitive and you can't fuck with them like that, bro. Like,
finance and a lot more about farming content out of the most outlandish personal drama exploitation material imaginable, which is not inherently a sin. Approximately 90% of all content that is consumed on the internet is drama in some form or the other. Caleb's uncanny ability to craft,
I mean, majority of this chat react to his drama, so that kind of makes sense.
Content around portraying the absolute dregs of humanity, whether it's true to life or manufactured, has left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. At the same time, he is often criticized for selling himself as a centrist while allegedly pandering to the far right. And these two criticisms have taken up the majority of the dialogue surrounding controversy with Caleb Hammer. I won't bury the lead here. The exploitative content allegations and the right-wing grifter allegations are of absolutely zero interest to me. Because in both cases, at the end of the day, even if you consider those to be true, the only real referendum is you don't like this content, you're not gonna watch it. Great, we can all walk away. Clearly, a lot of people still do like it.
I mean, that is fair. You know, like, if you don't like the direction he's going, if you don't like the fact that he's like nuzzling up to like kind of like the far right people like Asmongold and everything else, then you don't gotta watch no more. Understandable. But I wonder where Sly Boy's going with this. I wonder what he said that's not a concern for him. I wonder what angle he's going for.
And a lot of people do watch it. Obviously, people can make content criticizing him for those things. That's not the subject matter I generally focus on this channel. Notably, there is another allegation from a former guest on his channel. This individual was in, I believe, 3 videos of his, and they accused him of some very inappropriate behavior. However, this individual also both doxed and threatened to kill Caleb Hammer, and has generally been seen as...
God, I don't think I remember who this is. I think I remember hearing about this when it first happened, but I cannot remember the name of this person. Who the fuck?
As an unreliable narrator himself. Now, while I hold firm to the principle that there are rarely perfect victims, I do not view this person making the allegations to have more credibility than Caleb himself. From what I've seen, all I can say is that the results are inconclusive here. What I'm here to talk about today is the results that are conclusive. And the reason I'm doing that is because I feel like a lot of the discourse surrounding Caleb Hammer has been bogged down by ancillary issues. As I said before, if you want to criticize Caleb Hammer on a political level, absolutely go ahead and do that. If you want to criticize Caleb Hammer for being a big meanie, absolutely go ahead and do that. But some genuinely tangible stuff here, I feel like, gets sandwiched in a 3-hour video, most of which is just talking about him being a big meanie. Clearly, the meanie allegations are not a big deal for a lot of people. The allegations to me that are most important are from a variety of screenshots that have been circulated by the YouTuber Scott Schaefer. Now, this is not new news. These broke like 2 years ago, but they continually get resurfaced here and there. And I will say off the bat, in Caleb Hammer's defense, the individual presenting these screenshots appears to be very biased, and I'm not sure exactly the reason for that bias. The screenshots show a variety of what could, if generous, be considered extremely edgy jokes on Caleb Hammer's part. And the person providing these screenshots goes out of their way to mention that this was not an edgy group chat. This was a professional group chat for aspiring musicians.
The source of the text, who asked me to conceal...
Yeah, that's Scott. Oh, shit. Because when he first showed who it was, I didn't know. But seeing this, Scott Schaefer's weird as fuck. And he's got a weird, like, beef with Caleb Hammer. I don't know what it is. But the fact that he's so biased about it is what makes his shit not credible. But the thing is, I don't think he gives a fuck. But that's a problem. Like, if you want these sort of criticisms to be taken seriously by Caleb Hammer, you can't be this biased and fuck. Because your criticism might be valid, but it's always going to be an skewed lens of bias, and it's going to be hard to take that shit seriously. But then, again, Scott doesn't give a fuck, and he still does it. But, not Scott Schaefer.
His identity explains to what extent he believed the group was for.
We felt, or at least I got the impression, that we had very clearly agreed that it was a professional chat, and that we had professional friendships, and that we were approaching it in that way. We did not really touch on topics like that very much.
But if we take a look at the screenshots, we will see that Caleb Hammer's username is Superho Diddly Ho, another frequent user in the chat.
Yeah, no, this looks very professional. Like, the fuck? You thought this was a professional group chat by that? Okay, I guess.
Has the username Uncut, presumably referring to circumcision status. And one of the other commenters in this conversation has the name Has Sex All the Time in quotes.
So, what do you mean you thought this was a professional group chat? No, I'm in a group chat. I have a job. And the position I'm in, it's basically like being like an assistant manager, and there's other like managers, leads. We're in a group chat in order to communicate with our supervisor. We don't do this. We don't have these. That's not a professional group chat. It might be a work group chat, but to sit here and act like it's like a pure, like 100% professional group chat, and this came out of nowhere. No. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm really doubting the proposition that this is a professional group chat that was strictly PG in nature. Additionally, there's an entire section within the provided screenshots in which Caleb Hammer and most...
What the fuck? Kyler Moss used to be like, what? She didn't, what? He saw the, why not? That goes in, what? Dickus. Bro, what the fuck is this? And you're calling this the professional group chat? Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you see what I mean by Scott Schaefer's bias? Because there's no way you can look at this shit, these screenshots, and say this is a professional group chat. Like I said, it might be a work group chat. But if you're seeing these names and you're seeing these posts, what the fuck are you talking about?
Most of the other users that are involved in the rest of the screenshots in play are discussing their favorite adult content stars. So the framing by this source that this was a professional group chat in which this sort of edgy off-color content was not expected by any...
It's like a ridiculous claim. It is saying this is a professional group chat and I'm seeing all this. That's a fucking ridiculous claim, bro. Like, seriously.
Of the other members is simply on its face completely fabricated. That's a lie. So I don't know exactly what this person's motives are. That being said, none of this changes the fact that Caleb Hammer's chats in this log are extremely concerning. By the way, I will just note that these are all confirmed to be real. Caleb Hammer himself confirmed that they were real to Scott Schaefer. So the backstory here is that Caleb at this time is 23 years old. The 16-year-old brother of a friend of his posted on Snapchat, and Caleb had screenshotted the 16-year-old's post. Snapchat will notify people when something is screenshotted. So at the point we're jumping into the plot, another individual in the group chat had called Caleb out at Caleb Hammer, why screenshot? At which point Caleb Hammer responds, he hot, is gay, question mark, please. Uncut says, he's 16 and no perv. Caleb says, shame. What was the age of consent in Michigan again? 16. So that's at least worth shouting out, I guess, briefly.
Fuck? Bro, what the fuck? Dude, Caleb, what the fuck are you doing? All right, I see where we're going with this. All right, Slab Boy's cooking. Bro, what the fuck is this, Caleb? Like, these are some weird ass, like, that's weird. That's creepy, bro. Like, that's weird as fuck, man. What the fuck?
We're not talking about anything illegal here on a technical level, although legal and moral are not synonyms, of course. He continues to be called out by the group chat in later discussions. After Caleb says smoking is gross, Uncut says so is saying that 15-year-old boys are hot. Caleb corrects him 16. Doesn't make the case any better.
No, it doesn't. Like, what the fuck?
Caleb says, thinking a picture is cute isn't bad. I didn't think the person was cute because they are young. He had facial hair, like, come on. Now,
Stop. Bro, you're not funny. This is not funny. There's edgy and then there's this. Like, they're neat. I don't really know what to say to this. Like, dude, like you're fucking. This is a weird, edgy game. This is a weird game to play. I don't even know this is a game. This is a weird, this is a weird game he's playing, trying to be edgy, and it's like no. There's edgy and then there's this. This is weird as fuck. This is weird fucking behavior. This is extremely weird fucking behavior. What are you doing?
Now, as I mentioned, Caleb did verify the authenticity of these screenshots, and he responded to them in a live stream. His defense was it was all jokes. There's a couple issues with that, but I'll let him speak first.
The thing they think.
What the fuck is the joke behind it? Where was the punchline? Oh, that nothing was funny. Like, I don't know what the punchline was.
Think bothers me is when when I make jokes, a bunch of jokes with other people making a bunch of rage baiting jokes in a group chat from like a decade ago, and they think that bothers me in the slightest. Like, we don't say in our content, especially in our Hammer Elite membership, the literal most degenerate fucking crazy jokes, just as crazy as those. It's like, I don't understand these people. They just want to do creator is bad. I hit creator is bad no matter what. Reddit does not care. No one that works at Reddit doesn't care. It's so weird. I will never understand. It is the most unemployed behavior. But
well, you can't call this unemployed behavior with reactions to that. To you saying a 16-year-old is cute and you thinking that that's not weird. I don't know what you think the punchline is. I don't know what you think the joke that we're not getting. But no, dude. Like, no. Like, stop. Like, it's weird that you think this is weird. That's my issue right now. It's weird that you think it's weird that we find it like it's not funny. You calling it edgy seems like you're masking weird ass behavior and calling it a joke. There was no punchline to that. I don't know what you want me to do. But you calling that unemployed behavior is crazy.
Again,
that's a very internet insult to say. That's very unemployed behavior. That's a very internet, like online insult to say. And it's a weird insult to throw at people finding it weird that they saw the screenshots the way you were talking about that 16-year-old boy. And your response is this such unemployed behavior, and Reddit doesn't care, and the workers at Reddit. Who cares that that people at Reddit don't care? Or you think that's unemployed behavior? It's fucking weird, dude. And he's like not addressing this in any way, shape, or form in a like correct, like self-aware way about like he's not under. It's like he's like purposely misunderstanding what this real issue is, and he just either that or he doesn't care. It's one of the two.
Like a text group chat where everyone's making insane, crazy jokes, and then they screenshot just mine.
Now, a lot of people responded to this footage appalled with the revelation that he is allegedly still making jokes to the same level of edginess in his day-to-day operations with his current team. I don't care about that. I'll say that out front. I'm also extremely sympathetic to the defense in general that one is joking. I personally have very thick skin for edgy jokes. I'm sure they pop out in my live streams here and there. Obviously, I cover very sensitive material in my main channel, so I strive for a level of balance there between comic relief and treating the subject matter with respect. Okay, that being said, there are probably people who don't consider this to be acceptable even if they were just jokes. If you're one of those people, do a little brain exercise with me right now. Put that even to the side, okay? There's a difference between engaging in extreme shock humor and actually sexualizing a real 16-year-old who is the brother of a friend of yours. As I said before, I don't really get offended by shock humor, but that's not what's going on here. Irrespective of the fact that it's humor, what is happening is the sexualization of the 16-year-old brother of one of Caleb's friends, Caleb being 23 at the time. So it's not the shock humor that's the problem at all. It's the sexualization that's happening regardless of the humor. Secondly, as I mentioned before, this entire discussion began because someone was calling out Caleb Hammer for having screenshotted the 16-year-old. Why did Caleb Hammer screenshot the 16-year-old's Snapchat? Probably for exactly the reason he said, because he found him hot. So we can't do this game in which this was just shock humor, but also what he was saying was true, because there's no other explanation. For Caleb to have a defense here, he would need to present a different reason he screenshotted a 16-year-old Snapchat. I'm a pretty creative guy. I'm struggling to come up with alternative reasons. Again, I'm willing to take Caleb Hammer's shock value humor plea in full good faith. He has demonstrated that is his sense of humor. All you need to do is watch any of the videos he's put out in the last year. He also demonstrates that within this series of screenshots themselves. Notably, he posts adult material within this group chat, causing a lot of mayhem. Scott Schaefer alleges there were minors in the group chat when he posted that adult material. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. Really what I'm getting at overall is I think
Scott should make sure that's confirmed or not before he just says that out loud. Because then you're letting your bias put yourself in a weird position to potentially get sued. If you're just saying that never happened.
this is the smoking gun. I think the lead has been a little bit buried in political discourse and speculations about why Caleb Hammer is sheepish about his sexuality. People saying he's doing it to retain a right-wing audience. People saying his content is exploitative. Again, make all those arguments you want. The purpose of this video is just to state that all of those criticisms are, generally speaking, a lot more subjective than this, which to me feels to be entirely black and white. So I think Caleb ought to address this. Based off what we're seeing right in front of our eyes, the "I was just joking around" defense does not hold water. And again, I feel like a broken record at this point, but I say that as someone who is very, very sympathetic, very, very open to all types of humor. Within these group chats, Caleb was harping on the fact that in his state it was legal. If that's truly his position, he should just say that. If that's not his position, I do think he owes it to the public to also state that and explain himself a little bit more. Even if that is just to recognize that what he was doing at the time was wrong, he can leave his reputation to the people at that point. But this whole defense where we say it was just all fun and games when we were, in effect, actually sexualizing a 16-year-old whom he was interpersonally connected to, that does not fly to me. I'm Slyboy, that's the short and sweet of it. This could have been a 3-hour video, but I wanted to make it concise because I feel like getting to the heart of this issue has been what is lacking in the Caleb Hammer discourse surrounding these allegations. So here you go. Hopefully this video will be sub 20 minutes. Thanks so much.
Actually, 12 minutes. That was a good video. Shout out Slyboy. I might check out a little bit more of his stuff. Like whatever Duff, I don't know what Duff Daddy is. I don't know what that is. I might take a look at that, see what that is. It's an interesting title. But yeah, shout out Slyboy. This is a really good video. I hope you guys check out more of his stuff. Make sure you like his video, subscribe to his channel, give him the shout out. But that's it, guys. Peace. Where am I at? It's been like an hour and 19 minutes. I don't know if it's just like Sunday or whatever it is. I don't know. What do I want to do? Irony, I don't know if I want to do that. No. Jeffrey L. Maybe not the Lord Let Me video. Um, do I want to see the Sly Boy video? Let's see what it looks like.
When you cover predators as much as I do, a variety of patterns begin to emerge. The most prevalent is the recluse predator. They're isolated, socially outcast, always broke.
Right, so I became unhoused last year after I came out.
They never seem to be able to hold down a job, and their only friends are other perverts online. Frightening as these characters can be, what's much more scary to me is the lovable goofball predator. This usually manifests in an older man with a family of his own, solid job, 401k, social life, goes to church, and always works with the youth in some form or the other. Sean
I might want to cover this. We might actually cover this. Give me a second. Stretch me legs. Stretch me leg. This might be the last. This will be the last video. I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Duff Daddy. I was reacting to a different Slyboy video, and I saw this in the corner of my eye, and I couldn't pass this up. Duff Daddy, the most evil family content creator. I don't know who this is. I really hope his name isn't actually Duff Daddy, because if it is, that's I don't want to hear that. But we're here. We're seeing Slyboy again. His last video. His last video on Caleb Hammer is really good. So I already got some high expectations for Slyboy for this one. So let's get into it.
When you cover predators as much as I do, a variety of patterns begin to emerge. The most prevalent is the recluse predator. They're isolated, socially outcast, always broke.
Right, so I became unhoused last year after I came out.
They never seem to be able to hold down a job, and their only friends are other perverts online. Frightening as these characters can be, what's much more scary to me is the lovable goofball predator. This usually manifests in a
You lovable goofball predator. This is new for me. One, I didn't know Slyboy. Well, I just got Slyboy, so I didn't know he covered predators. But yeah, no. By come out, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by you came? I need to know what you mean by that, because we might have to. I don't know what you mean by you came out. In my mind, I'm thinking come out as gay. If it was not that, I really hope it's not what I think it is. Because if it is, I really wish. I'm glad you did, because now I know who you are, and I know to stay away from you and keep children away from you. If that's what you were talking about. But I digress. I digress.
older man with a family of his own, solid job, 401k, social life, goes to church, and always works with the youth in some form or the other.
His name is Duff Daddy. Jesus Christ. And he already messed. As soon as he said it works with the youth of some kind, I already see the foreshadowing for this. Oh, Jesus.
Sean Duffy was a 48-year-old TikTok influencer with 300.
So his name is Sean Duffy, and could have been Duff Man, Duff Dude. You went with Duff Daddy. You won. This is gonna be crazy.
100,000 followers. He killed his innocent wife a couple of days ago. And
I thought you just gonna just slide past. What? Wait, hold on. Go back. No, you can't just say that. You can't just in pass it. He. Hey man, you can't just blow past it like you didn't just say that shit. He killed his what? Oh, hold on. Hold on. I gotta go over here for a second. Hold on. I gotta go to Google for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Is this what I think of it? Holy shit. There's no way. Wait, is this a girl? Wait, is this a husband? Hold on. Because there was like something, I think it was like a week or two ago about a girl who posted on TikTok the documentary. I'm preparing for the documentary when they find out that my husband is a PDF file. And then we found out the husband, like, it is this the same one? Oh shit. This right here. Wow, that's I think that's the video. Oh my god, it is. Holy shit. Wow, that's wow. This just got crazy.
Influencer with 300,000 followers. He killed his innocent wife a couple of days ago. And hindsight is 2020. I would not have expected anyone to have put the pieces together before this tragic event happened. But there were signs. Sean and his wife Sarah, by all outwards appearances, had a very wholesome, well-rounded American family. Both spouses were TikTok influencers creating a variety of lifestyle and family content. Sarah worked as a hairstylist and Sean taught basketball to a league of high school girls. Sean
Well, I don't think I need any more foreshadowing how this shit's about to go. The coach the basketball coach to high school girls. Fuck. All right, let's buckle in, people. This is gonna be a motherfucker. I can already tell.
Sean took on the lovable goofball persona quite wholeheartedly.
Hey, don't ever in your life do that again. I don't need to see that.
And anytime he was featured in one of Sarah's TikToks, she would often be highlighting this side of him. Between both of their accounts, their public persona highlighted a very loving couple in a healthy romantic relationship.
But as we know, social media tells one thing, but as probably Slyboy's gonna tell us in the next 15 minutes, everything but nice and peachy over there with Duff Daddy and Sarah.
He's a good dancer. I agree, Sarah says. He can dance, cook, act silly, and be romantic. He's amazing. You make a beautiful couple. Thank you so much. Okay, I can't play the audio, but this is a montage she has posted with The Good Ones by Gabby Barrett, talking about her husband being one of the good ones. She says, he always makes me feel so special, my best friend, my husband, and the love of my life. Thank you for celebrating me and always making me feel like the luckiest girl alive.
This thing is amazing.
You love it?
Yeah, it's got so many compartments in it.
It does?
Yeah, it's got freaking all this stuff in here. There's a zipper out here for stuff, a zipper on the inside for stuff.
It's honestly really attractive looking too.
Yeah, it is. It's very fancy.
Very attractive. Okay. Hey, shout out to her, yo. She one of the wise be like, looks attractive. Be like, stop it. Be like, stop it. Stop it. You think so? She knows she doing. She a good wife. She knows she doing. She knows she know how to make her man feel. Make him feel like feel good about himself. Now finding out this man is a disgusting, deplorable piece of shit. This is sad. This is really really sad.
You had a basketball tournament this weekend. And you got to take your new bag.
And I love it.
Sean, for his own part, would often make videos teaching young people how to be a good man, good father, good gentleman to women.
Oh, really? That was his content? To be a good man to women, and be a gentleman. Dude. Projection. It's like you can't write this shit of just, hey, I want you to be like this, and then you just know he is nothing at all like that. What the fuck?
Women, protector of women. His online name was Duff Daddy, by the way, so that might have been sign number one. Not that that's exactly like concrete evidence that there's something wrong with this person, but I still don't like it.
True, but it makes you do a double, triple take. Like,
It makes me feel icky. I don't want to say the word Duff Daddy again. That's uncomfortable on the palate, you know? The man that calls you back after an argument, just to remind you he's not going anywhere. No matter how difficult things get, that is a man. And he's inching his way closer, which also makes me uncomfortable. We're treated to a real treasure trove of dating advice that aged like milk. Social media doesn't ruin relationships at all. Dishonesty and sneakiness does.
yeah, I couldn't agree more. And some tells me You really didn't practice that what you just preached right there. That's just what that told me right there, Tough Daddy. Oh, I see what he means. It's really uncomfortable saying that. I can.
You know what's worse than all of that for relationships, Sean? Murder tends to be a deal breaker. Overall, his content is a little confusing to me, and I will admit I do have a little bit of a superiority complex here as a YouTuber. I'll be the first to say that. As a YouTuber, I'm a little bigoted towards TikTokers. It is what it is. It's my own bias. I'm working on myself. But overall,
I mean, I don't feel that type of way about TikTokers. I'm about to start reposting a lot of my YouTube clips on my YouTube like content, like clip farm on TikTok. Start blowing that up. Get the TikTok blowing up. But yes, this is a weird thing that YouTubers feel about TikTokers. They just downplay the fuck out of it. It's like, if anybody can understand, it's like how booktube, like book YouTubers, like now, like book talkers, basically, book people on TikTok, basically, sort of thing.
his content kind of just consisted of doing things and there being a camera there for it for some reason.
Are you ready?
My dad just did it with 4!
Okay, he's goofy and shit. Like, I can understand that, but what the fuck is the point of this? Isn't the content just doing just goofy ass shit? I mean, he said it, but like, yeah, he just did goofy ass shit all the fucking time. And was also making very hypocritical posts about being sneaky and deceptive.
What even is TikTok, man? A lot of his content focused around classic American man ideals, being a protector, being a strong and confident man.
If you go out to eat with your man and he don't sit where he can see the front door, you probably had the wrong one.
Side note.
Okay, I get it. Like, you want to be like protective of her. I can understand that. But bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Because she doesn't do it because she doesn't look at a door a certain way? Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I guess.
He's definitely trying to talk like a stereotypical black man in this TikTok. I don't know why. This is a thing he does every once in a while, but that's not what his normal voice sounds like. I don't know if that's like a thing he heard a black guy say and he's just stealing the quote and passing it off as his own content, or if he just thought this TikTok would benefit from having a little bit of the swagger of an old black unk. I'm not sure. At the end of the day, it's a little bit neither here.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. What the fuck? No, I don't think so. I think he might just be like Southern or he's got I don't fucking know. Whatever. But I didn't get black unk from that. I don't know.
Nor there, because speaking in AAVE as a white man doesn't even scratch top 100 in the list of sins Duff Daddy is guilty of.
Be a protector, man. Protect your ladies. Y'all be safe.
And it wasn't just his own wife and daughter he wanted to protect. He was interested in protecting all of the other ladies of TikTok. We see him engaging in this thing that was a trend a while ago. So daughters/ladies, play this when you're feeling unsafe in a cab or Uber or on a crappy date.
Hey, babe. Yeah, where you at? Oh, okay. You on your way here?
Oh, okay. Hey, do me a favor. Hey, send me a location so I know where you're at when you get here. Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll meet you out front. Yeah, just be safe. Okay, yeah, I'll see you when you get here. All right, love you. All right, bye.
What a wholesome guy. Really doing a public service, just keeping all the little girls safe out there. That's what we call ironic foreshadowing in the industry, folks. Another side of his content which would frequently crop up is just horny posting. Duff Daddy was a
This is the second thing I don't ever want you to show me ever again in life. First, him twerking, don't ever show me that. That, I never want to see that ever again, please.
very horny daddy, and he wanted there to be no bones about that.
Bro,
I'm
pause, bro. Chill.
not gonna show the first part of this TikTok he posted because it's someone touching. I think that's perhaps a grapefruit in a slightly suggestive manner. I'll show you.
Is this man playing piano on a grapefruit right now? Is he playing Come Hither on a grapefruit? Bro, what the fuck are we doing?
You at least the punchline to this TikTok.
Oh my. Baby, I'm coming.
Very horny daddy. Very, very horny daddy. When you're the guy that makes sure she finishes first. Thank you, daddy. Very cool. I'm glad.
Bro, stop calling this grown man. Stop it, please. Don't stop. It's so stupid. Stop.
And I know that about you. I'm glad you're out there taking care of everybody, okay? I don't know why everybody on TikTok needed to know that, but the more you know, I guess. I think his goal was to come across as a naturally suave, sexy womanizer type, but like it's chill, it's safe because I'm married and you guys see my wife too. We both make content. Like we're all cool. Maybe I'm just a prude. I feel like this would be weird if my spouse were doing it or my future spouse. I'm not married currently. Notably, he had nicknamed his female audience the Duff Dolls, which I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being a prude about this. I think that's weird. I don't know how many members strong the Duff Doll Army was in its heyday, but he certainly made content trying to cater to the female audience.
Well, here we are. It's Valentine's Day. And I just wanted to take a moment out of my day to say happy Valentine's Day to all the Duff Dolls, all the ladies who have been supporting me for over a year now, all the ladies who have came into my lives and shown me love and attention, have thrown roses, have thrown unis, have thrown lions, have tapped the screen, have shared the live, had modded for me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and my heart goes out to you, whether you're married, single, in a relationship.
Bro, I'm gonna need you to stop this right now. I'm gonna need you to chill the fuck out with this shit. This video never need to be made. I'm not talking about Cyber. I'm talking about this shit. This shit that you sent to your Duff Dolls. What the fuck are Duff Dolls? You didn't need to send this to all of. No. You could have just said Happy Valentine's Day. You didn't need to go this far and fucking waterboard these people with these fucking. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck is this?
You don't know what you're doing in life. I want you to know that you're loved and you're wanted. And you are part of the Duff Doll family. And I truly appreciate you for.
Is this like a darker version? Oh god, what was his name? Oh god, fuck, what was his name? Oh, Derek Jackson. This is like a darker version of Derek Jackson. Y'all remember Derek Jackson? The dude used to just be the biggest like male pick me I've ever seen in my life. And it turns out he was a cheating ass, dirty dick dude. This feels like a darker version of Derek Jackson. I swear to God.
Everything that you have done for me in the past year. I hope you have an amazing, amazing Valentine's Day. Much love to you. I hope to see you soon.
There's, of course, some stuff that crops up here that is Very eerie foreshadowing. I knew I was a little toxic when she started yelling and I got horny. We also have this little diddly here. Remember, you only regret the punches you didn't throw. He said,
What the fuck does that? What? Well, the first one's wild as shit. Second one was what? Uh, that's not toxic. That feels a little DV-ish right there. That's giving me some DV vibes. I don't like it.
says with his cross necklace dangling poetically on his neck, punch someone today. And that mantra is certainly one Sean lived out in his own life, as Yahoo News is now reporting that in 2021, Sarah had filed protective orders against him. Now, I don't have a copy of those, so I don't know exactly what transpired at the time, but it's certainly fair to say that all the way back in 2021, Sarah was feeling unsafe around her husband. Here's another warning sign the world missed. Fellas, if she cheats on you, just add hair removal to her condition. If she wants to act like Jada Smith, then she can look like her too. So it's framed in the most socially acceptable way possible. Oh, you're gonna cheat on me? Haha, I'm gonna kill you. Which, yeah, that's a common joke. We all hate cheaters.
Yeah. What's this? Yeah, no, he's right. The red flags are popping up like a motherfucker right now.
Oh, my boyfriend cheats on me, I'm gonna cut his wee-wee off, all right? Like, those types of jokes happen a lot. But this one does feel a little specifically grotesque, and it is part of a larger pattern of him having ideations of violence. Now, insofar as we know, Sarah never cheated on him, so he really has nothing to worry about there. And as you're about to see, this is a classic case of projection because the situation goes the other way around. The whole Jada Smith thing may be a bit of self-fulfilling prophecy brought on by karmic projection, just given that I'm making an educated guess based off of his ubiquitous use of that baseball cap that his active hair follicle count might be a little closer to Jada's than his wife's. We also have this banger. Loyal men don't exist. Yes, we do. You just leave us for the guys you told us not to worry about. As
And it turns out he was the guy you should be worried about. And not for the reason you think, because he's a dangerous member who needs to be removed from polite, civilized society, basically.
you will see shortly, all this talk of loyalty is also a LARP. Also, I'm noticing just now that this video was put out 9/11/2023, which is very apropos because being on a tightrope strung between the Twin Towers on 9/11 would be a fate preferable to being in this man's orbit. It's sort of interesting to me how Sean would volley between his goofy, lovable father figure character and LARPing as a player. As mentioned, a lot of his content is like sexual in a very uncomfortable way, at least to me. Maybe there's some people that this really does it for them. I'm not sure. My girl just messaged me and said it's not going to work out anymore.
I just say, don't show me that shit again. Why would you do that shit again? Why would you do that to me, bro? Also, hold on. I'm gonna get this screenshot right here. Yeah, why would you do that to me? Like, seriously, Slyboy, why would you do that to me again? You sick bastard.
I wondered why her best friend messaged me tonight. Sean, you teach high school basketball. Here's another one of these god-awful TikTok skits. Did you take your Flintstone vitamin today? Why? Because I'm gonna make your bed rock.
What? Excuse me? Excuse me? First of all, yeah, no, there's the red flag. The biggest one right there. That's because the thing is to say is like I may not be Fred Flintstone back in you saying Flintstone vitamins is A, wildly specific, and B, way too on the nose for what it seems like you're being accused of. That's that's really gross. But that's extremely like fucking gross. Like disgustingly gross. Like what the fuck?
That's right, bitch. I'm gonna give you all that vitamin D you need. Oh.
Please stop, bro. That's wild shit to say when you're talking about fucking Flintstone vitamins, bro. Stop.
Now, as I said, hindsight is 2020, and after the events that transpired these last couple of weeks, a few people in the comments of this video pointed out that Flintstone vitamins are for kids. In June of
Yes.
2020.
So that's wild as fuck he said that, and it's wild as fuck he made a video about that.
26, about a month before being murdered, Sarah would file a new protective order against Sean. But this one, we do know the context of. She alleges that he was caught kissing one of the children on the youth basketball team that he coaches. After being confronted, Sean would threaten to self-delete and flee the scene of the argument. The mother of the 15-year-old player in question would also file a protective order against him. And although this mongoloid had allegedly even paid the girl to stay quiet about these interactions, he
paid, dude. You're the coach, you're making out with the girl, you run away and threaten to self-delete yourself because your wife found out, you get 2 protective orders against you, and you were paying her off? A sick motherfucker.
He was never criminally charged with any of them. At this point, Sean's TikTok account went private. With him out of the house, Sarah would go on living with her children and posting as usual on her TikTok account. The posts on Sarah's account leading up to the day of her tragic death paint some very harrowing foreshadowing of what was about to occur. Now, much of her content was just sponsored posts or posts in which she was advertising some products she would get commission on. Now, a lot of people think that in the following video, she was making the universal hand signal for help, which would be this. So sort of trapping your thumb underneath your pointer finger.
Okay, if you've been seeing this Paboy ring all over TikTok like I have, just buy it. Click the link below and buy it. I just think this is so cute.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or a coincidence. It does look a little awkward, so I don't know why if you were showing off a ring, you would make that sort of hand signal, so perhaps that is true. This video was posted on the 7th of June. Now, I don't know the exact date at which it was uncovered that Sean was having inappropriate contact with the younger individual, but we do know that it was about a month prior to her death. So it's certainly plausible the timeline could line up here that this was around the time she would have found out. On the 20th of June, she would post another TikTok with the caption, "Thank you for the army. Your thoughts and prayers and gift cards have meant more than you know. While I'm grieving and trying to process the worst thing imaginable, I'm solely focused on my children and their well-being. Their safety and mental health is my only concern at this time. We are not okay, and I'm not sure I'll ever be the same, but God has been so faithful in his process, and I feel his presence in everything I do. Let's all remember to pray for the victim and respect her privacy." Also, I will just note that there is a vocal minority chiming in on this purely to taunt the deceased because both Sarah and her husband were Christians. And I might as well just...
All right, that's disgusting. Nobody needs you to step in for that. That's unnecessary, you nasty fuck. I don't even know why you...
say real quick, if you're one of those people, you can suck my baptized dick and balls. There's a time and a place for snarky atheism, and this is not it. This is not one of those times. Then on July 11th, she would post the big one. "Preparing for when Netflix drops a documentary about my soon-to-be ex-husband, who I just found out is a PDF." That was one of her last posts ever. Her actual last post was, "May whatever the F that was never find me again. Please God." Thursday, July 23rd, Sean would drive back to their house, violating her protective order against him, and kill her and himself with a gun. None of the children were hurt, but Sarah's son witnessed the crime. He had to run to the neighbor for help, who then brought the police. The nice thing about the predators that I've often covered on this channel, especially the ones that fall under the minor attracted persons banner, is that usually they're putting a big red...
No, we're not doing that. I'm never going to co-sign that, accept that, or anyway recognize that as something that is an actual thing. No, you are a PDF. You are subhuman. Like, stop. You're not rebranding that. No, like, fuck you.
Red target on their face. Often they're trying to legitimize it by trying to latch on to queer communities. They talk about map pride. They write think pieces. And so those types of people are perfect content fodder because I can hawk loogies at them from over here, and I kind of have a knack for bullying, believe it or not, so that usually ends up being pretty entertaining. In the best cases, you can get awareness spread about those people before they've had the opportunity to offend. But that's not the way it goes in other communities, specifically in evangelical communities. The vast majority of predators you would never know were a threat until something has happened. It's something they have to keep very secret. Not always the case, though. The more powerful a certain evangelical predator is, the more brazen they will become in their advances. I did a video about Mike Bickle, who is a very influential pastor, who left a long series of victims in his wake. But these everyday guys who are predators turn out to be pretty hard to spot. As I said, I think there were signs. But in the absence of a witness speaking up, who's going to look twice at it? In Sarah's case, may she rest in peace, I highly doubt that she was aware of the predatory nature of her husband's character. But it sounds very likely that she was intimately familiar with his violent nature. It's very heartbreaking that as public as that couple was, she more or less had to go through that alone. That's unfortunately where this story closes. Not really sunshine and rainbows here. Obviously, the basketball player who was a victim of Sean is going to have very complicated feelings as well that they're now left to grapple with. One could not have manufactured a more selfish act on Sean's part if they were trying to. Anyway, that's about it. Rest in peace, Sarah. Good riddance, Sean.
That's it. That's fucking tragic. So many victims. The basketball player, Sarah's son who had to witness it, Sarah herself, just that's fucking tragic, dude. That's just fucking tragedy. That was a dark one. That was a dark one. But we got through it. Shout out Sly Boy the video. I'll see y'all next time. Alright, it's about 2 hours. I'm gonna hop off stream, guys. I have a video posted for you tomorrow with one of the other like old. It's not even like old. This is like one of the videos I forgot to release. But yeah, I'm gonna have that released tomorrow. Then probably the either album preach or one of the Sly Boy videos later this week. I'm gonna try to go for dropping 2 videos a week. If I feel like it, I'm up for it. I might drop 3, but 2 is the goal for right now. 2 videos a week. Drop it on the channel. All right, guys. I'll see y'all next time.